Tower going into tomorrow. On the next matchup, Space Station Gaming taking on War and Glory. The storyline came kind of under the radar, qualified, but they're here today, and the lead-off attacker is going to be Nick to start this off, and he is bringing the Mass Inferno Dragons and dropping that blimp right away and going to use that Grand Warden Turtle Tome to protect everything.
Yeah, we have definitely seen a lot of energy coming back from Nick and Agent in this War and Glory team. Since their quote-unquote retirement, a lot of power. And they took down Strut to get their way here into the playoffs. Beautiful opener. We still need to work these Inferno Drag Riders, similar to the way we talk about the approach of those Super Drags or even Hydra attacks. Avoiding that poison bomb at all costs is what you need to do to push through the core of the base and use your heroes on the back end. We already see Nick flipping up his hands. I'm waiting for the kitty to be pulled out with his Dr. Evil approach, as he knows he's securing closer to the victory. And Carbon, look at what we have. We've got the King ability, we've got the Queen ability, the Royal Champ ability, and even a Skelly spell to hold back potentially that scatter shot on the back end.
Yeah, that Royal Champion to make her way to the top side, clearing everything up there. Is looking fantastic with the Skelly and a freeze still to use. There is the poison spell now being used. Didn't save it really for any potential skeletons near the scatter shot, but freezes that up. Wizard Tower, Bomb Tower goes down, but he has the Queen ability, and everything has kind of died off to the bottom side here. Took out the enemy King. The Royal Champion needs to make her way through, but we have the point defenses, and pops the Queen ability now, and it looks like everything's just disappeared.
Ooh. This went down very fast, and considering what he had left over, I think Nick is also surprised on this. That King ability should have helped carry it through, and unfortunately now, Nick is going to be left with this 2-star. You can see how quickly this has taken a wrong turn. We've got 53 seconds left, an OP clutch minion to try and get this percentage as high as possible, but he's met with the storages, which means he's going to be running out of time to really pick up that percent unless it moves up to the army camp, which I doubt.
Yeah, the minion trying to grab a little bit more here onto the storage, but he's got 30 seconds, but it was looking pretty good with those Inferno Dragons through the core, and it was just the bottom side where the skeletons did not provide the distraction, really slowed the King, the Queen, as the Royal Champion was trying to make her way to the top side, just ended up getting locked onto and not getting that value. So this is looking like it's just going to be about 82 unless the minion gets that final shot off onto the storage for an 83, because we know every single percentage matters, and no, it's the 82% there for Nick.
Yeah, this there are some former teammates in there. They've got Marinol that maybe they can try and trip up.
And they're going to try to take on Chiku, who has to do a little bit of work on I mean, hey, if he sends E-Dragons, does it matter if your walls are maxed or not? Because hey, they're just going to fly over them anyways at this point. But Chiku's looking to hold a strong defense. And the E-Dragons, we know the strength of E-Dragons. They received that buff, which sped them up. And we've seen it many cases where not even a Royal Champion was needed because of the value that the E-Dragons got. And he's trying to move his way through and trying to start their team off with Space Station, trying to get that triple.
Yeah, Team XO has actually been the ones who really show us the power of these E-Drags, and we'll see if Leo is harnessing that. We need to get this town hall down. E-Drag getting knocked out before getting to it, so he's going to have to send some force in. King's already on the board. Queen's already down, so the Royal Champ has to come in to turn around and get that. He's got 3 freezes and the Rage to try and hold that off and get the combination moving forward.
Yeah, the E-Drag's up, so he's got to send his Royal Champion into the Town Hall, but the problem is, are there ground skellies all the way in there to completely trap it up? Because if there are, then that Royal Champion will have a very difficult time. Oh, he goes off to the Arctic Tower here, then to the town hall, and no, to the spring trap. So he's okay. And it's not going to be worried. He will be able to pop the ability. Town hall has been secured. She will go down. Well, it's looking like this is a defense here for Jiku. And hey, you don't need the maxed out walls to provide the defense for your team, but Space Station are going to be putting up a higher percentage for them, which will exactly what they need at least to stay ahead in this war.
Yeah, they certainly are, and that's going to give them this frontline position. Queen still with her ability and a minute on the clock. Going to have to try and burn through the Expo and the defending Royal Champion here, but the Warden has a little extra power. But in that 90% range is definitely where you want to be. I'm impressed at how high this is actually going, considering having to expend that Royal Champ for this. This was a very nice recovery and turnaround. And it's often why any of these drag style attacks are safe approaches, because if you don't take down that town hall, the Royal Champ is often used for the back end of the base, so you can hold on to it. It's not as if you're doing a full send with all of your heroes and then relying on the takedown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What? Carbon! The Skelly's trying to hold it off, but he manages to take it down with the triple?
I mean,
they certainly will, and we'll have to see what defenses they can try to provide. But if Leo can get past that, I know Space Station's in a very, very good position. So Chiku following up, trying to make amends for that defense. It did not quite hold, but almost did. We send in the blimp. Sneaky Goblins coming down, drops the invisibility spell, keeps them nice and safe and away from that storage there, as well as the rocket loons come out, losing their power so the Queen can easily pick them off with no damage. Looking good so far as the Queen carries through. We've got the poison down for those super minions and moving along nicely. Taking down that town hall gives the Queen a nice path to ease her way into that inside section. We've been talking about this actually quite a bit here. The use of these open style bases, forcing the King into the corner compartments, taking on those scatter shots. But the Queen is not going for the inside edge to the multis. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Wow. The Skellies that pop up, but the Queen was supposed to go into the middle. That is going to be a big problem. Can he adapt here? Because look at the value. The multi, the sweeper, the warden, everything in the core of that base could have gone down.
This is going to be a tough one to go on course. If he starts to Lalo early, he can try and force his Queen back around, but it does not guarantee that she'll go on course and on path, but it still does put the loons at risk of the multi-beam as well, especially with a double combination in range. It looks like Chiku's taking a couple of moments to kind of think about what he wants to do, but time's a ticking. And we've already got a minute 17 on the clock, and that Lalo does need to get going. Coming in from the opposite side of the base, going for the multi. This means that core is going to be open access now for these loons.
Yeah, that core of the base is going to do so much damage. Planning to take out that with his Queen, so now the Lala will have to path his way in. There's probably a bunch of red air bombs waiting for him. No, they're actually next to the town hall over there. So it's cleared up in the core if the balloons make their way through, but he only has one free spell. And these balloons are taking a massive amount of damage.
They really are, but the Queen is hanging in here. Only problem, though, I would say, is other than losing out these loons, this Queen does not have enough time to do the remainder of the work, and there's pretty nasty damage for her personally with the single and the Warden Tower still remaining on that back end of the base. War and Glory, unfortunately, seem like they cannot catch a break at the start of this war, not only offensively, but defensively here as well.
Yeah.
Percentage is going to be in the higher range that they were hoping to see, but that is not quite enough to carry them through in this.
This is going to be another defense for Space Station. P. Castro's going to hold this one. And no, the Queen not able to go. And that's what the core of the base, that's what he wanted. He wanted the queen to help move her way into the
going, they could potentially see this turn around, but that does rely heavily on what defenses they've brought to the table today. So let's see what Bernal can do as he comes in with the queen charge log launcher, Lalo. We'll see if he switches up the log launcher or if he is going to come in for that direct line, leading his way through towards that town hall.
Bernal came in with a queen charge hybrid in the first war, and now this one he wants to bring the Lalo. This is what he's known for. The 20 balloons, using the first one to try to pull a Seeking Airmine. Can he do that to protect these healers? Doesn't look like there's a trap down here, so the queen should be fine on this charge. And there is a poison. Taking out the headhunters, no problem whatsoever there. Beautiful job.
Looking nice so far. A lot of patience here to work through. And already expended that poison, so it doesn't get the full value for those pups, unfortunately, but we do send in an archer to help protect those healers. Now, we do have the connection and opening, working our way through towards that wizard tower, have the connection to the eagle as well. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here for the town hall position, especially since we still have this log launcher on the board and how we're actually going to take this down.
Yeah, the log launcher could come from the left side, open up through the core. It does indeed, which can open up the walls all the way across for the queen to make her way to that town hall. And the warden ability goes off, protects the king, the barbarians, and paths this way into the middle of the space. So if this log launcher opens all the way across, this queen's going to be responsible for making an incredible charge to this town hall.
Wow. Lalo coming in for the support from the 12 o'clock side. I'm curious to see if we'll have some healers coming out of the mix for this. I mean, we have the single in the front, but we do have the freezes to hold off that. So healers could be a nice addition coming in. Loon's actually helping to protect the healers. Drops the invisibility spell, but the healers have taken on a lot of damage. Ice golems working their way through. Take that lead, and we are right there for the town hall. We've got our ability intact. This is insane coming in from Bernal.
Absolutely incredible. He still has another 3 freezes, and he had 9 balloons on the backside of this base. This was an out-of-the-world queen charge, a log launcher opening all the values on the back end, and Bernal showing how good he is with those queen charges. Incredible. There's the pathing, just the plan. Like, yeah, you know, I'm going to charge the queen C, and we tend to learn a lot of new little tips and tricks that the pros save for these here because they don't want to kind of reveal it until a big matchup, then everybody may start copying them. But we have Estes Boone with the blimp. Rages up these Yetis to take out the scatter shot, take out the builder, kind of jump over the walls and take out this whole area. With that queen being used off to the right side, wants to do the queen to the town hall and then have dragon riders potentially over the eagle or somewhere in this base.
Yeah, so he's already narrowed out what we can see coming in from that eagle to scattershot end of the base, but it's really about getting that queen on course leading to the town hall. Looks like there aren't too many distractions to pull her off course and keep her there. And we've got all the openings in the walls, so no super wall breakers actually needed to carry her through, but it is keeping her on focus and on target, and even potentially, I would say, bringing in the king, but it looks like, are we lining up that king for the eagle compartment to work through? Because we've already got the bulk of it cleared out to the outside edge.
I mean, let's see. He's being very patient on this queen charge. Grand Warden goes down. Baby Dragon was just used in time, and it keeps that queen going right on through. But the problem is that single target Inferno was the plan for that as the queen tries to make her way up towards this town hall here. And he's going to decide to use the freeze to try to keep the queen alive.
Ooh, but the Skelly's going to hold her off, has to drop another freeze to keep her going, rages her up, and needs to ensure that she doesn't beat her way through the walls instead of going to the Tesla, but she wants to beat her way through the walls instead of going for the town hall here, Carbon.
Well, the single target Inferno did go down. Now he is forced to send the Dragon Riders for the town hall at this point. And we've got Tesla's popping up, Raging the Queen. There's the freeze out of tunnel and the Air Expo. But he wanted to have the Dragon Riders come in a different portion of the space. Uses the invisibility spell up there. I believe, or no, that's the tornado trap. There's the invisibility of this Queen. The Queen already burned her ability. Pops a War Internal Temper to protect the Dragon Riders through the Town Hall. And the Queen's going down. Lost all her healers. We still have quite a bit left on the backside with 2 Infernos. The Scatter Shot. Can these Dragon Riders have enough of finding a Seeking Air Mine going down?
Yeah, rip those healers. Tried to do his best to keep that Queen alive and keep those healers alive through the invisibility, but not quite enough. And the Drag Riders are already taking on quite a bit of damage. While the multi doesn't do a crazy amount of damage, if there's anything obstructing them from the front, it gives that opportunity to pick them off through the spread. And that's where we do see them causing the biggest problem. 9 seconds left, also not enough time. So Boone, unfortunately, unable to bring War and Glory back in this somehow. This is hoping on a miracle and a prayer here at this point for War and Glory.
Packed year. Cannot wait for all of the tournaments to come. But Marno, he is coming in again with a Mass Inferno Dragon. Has 11 of them, and we're finding a Tesla farm right on the Town Hall right there.
Ooh, interestingly enough, and he's got the Flame Flinger down. He's going to have to keep them out of line. This is why we drop these Skelly spells. We want to find out like where we can find this combination and see where we need to worry about, but needs to keep everything out of line, get that Town Hall taken down, but also needs to use the Quake to activate this. He's playing it very patiently, very slow, but he's in a pretty precarious position right now.
Yeah, uses the Earthquake to help activate the Town Hall and also damage it. So the Flame Flinger should... I mean, it was taking forever to lock onto that Tesla right there, but it will eventually be able to clear this area, and that will help tremendously set up the funnel and the pathing so that this Inferno Dragons don't have to deal with that Town Hall.
Yeah. I like the patience on this because he knows if that Town Hall did not go down, if there was an issue of the Flame Flinger going in the wrong direction, getting targeted and didn't get it down, he would have had to have had the opportunity to recover. So the patience in this was definitely worth it, especially considering these are typically fast attacks once they work their way through with those Inferno Drag Riders. Also has the support of the Drag Riders to help work along the defensive line, but still needs to clear up on that northern side of the base. That Flame Flinger, which is still going strong, should be able to help with that. The heroes working their way around the corner. If that King and Queen can work in, take down the Eagle, it's going to force a beautiful path for the Inferno Drags to stay on course for the back end scatter shot.
Yeah, with that King clearing that Eagle Artillery down to the bottom, Queen's following in behind. We have the Flame Flinger, which hasn't even opened yet. It's about to open, probably going to have balloons and a Dragon Rider come out, and there indeed it is. RC's got her ability, and this is looking beautiful here for a 3-star for Marno.
Absolutely. Drag Rider on the northern side, helping with those loons to take on the Warden Tower. A lot of power left with the freeze, the Queen ability, and the Royal Champ ability. And I know we called it a little too early with Nick today, but I don't think there are any Skelly combinations that could stop Marinol on this one. Even the archers on that northern side of the base to take care of the cleanup and get the job done. Space Station Gaming coming in with the Fury after getting one of my favorite players for coming in often with that final position and coming in very, very clutch. But let's see what Jethro can do for War and Glory here. Again, would be nice to see a good, strong finish for them today. Get some 3 stars in, and we've got the blimp sailing through to get straight to that Town Hall with the Blizz kickoff.
And the Blizzard does take that Town Hall down. And remember, when you send a Blizzard in, you want to try to get a lot more value than just the Town Hall, because if you only grab the Town Hall, then you have still a lot to deal with on the backside, either for your Lalo or your heroes. But he did get a decent amount around it, including air defense, expo, Teslas, and all that. So now you can set up the pathing. And typically what you want to do is send your heroes near where the blimp was dropped. In this case, the Queen's coming to the left, and you can send the Royal Champion where the Wizard Tower, maybe into the Ground Expo by the Multi-Target Inferno to try to help remove this area to make a clean Lalo around.
Also, nice extra value when you're doing these blimp kind of attacks, whether it's Blizzard or blimps, to get the lure of the CC. So you can use your heroes in an outside corner where there's limited damage coming in, so your queen can come in. Obviously, with the unicorn keeping her alive through, especially in these Siri kind of openers. And there you go, Royal Champ coming in to try and help support, but the queen crosses over and does not work alongside with the king here, which could throw this off course. Oh, she's taking a beeline.
I think this is gonna be okay. I actually think this will be fine here because the queen can make her way up to the top side by the Wizard Towers and then clean up there. This is looking good. He's still got the time. Typically, you tend to say, hey, you got to start the Lalo around a minute 40, but if they are a really good Lalo player, they know what they're doing. They could get it done with a minute left on the clock. It's difficult, but definitely possible. Freezing up that for Multi-Target Inferno. We got Talsa Farm popping up by the right. Scattershot pops the Warden ability. I think he popped the Warden ability really to protect the Headhunter there, but he could have probably got away with waiting a little bit. Oh, look at this. It's moving around beautifully. That queen is getting fantastic value to the top side and clearing all those defenses. And this is gorgeous here from Jethro to get their first triple.
Yeah, that multi going down was huge, and I think that was the biggest concern coming into this, not having the power to get through in there, but huge spread on this, a nice turnaround. Absolutely beautiful coming in, and this is what they needed. They needed this boost to show the amazing attacks that they do have coming through, particularly as they get to the tail end of this war. War and Glory have definitely...
Right, with Warden walks, it's really been a lot of queen charges here today, and it's just been very surprising. I thought we would at least see a few Warden walks into some smash attacks, but just not the case.
Definitely not the case. But we do have some Lalo coming through, a little Skelly Donut action.
Oh.
We love seeing these come in right over on top, working his way through to take on the CC. Gets that just down and gets the single as well. There we go. Full value.
Wow.
Looking a little sketchy there. Not gonna lie.
It was. I mean, when a player does that attack, I kind of want to see a hand cam at that point. Like, how do they deploy the Skelly so accurately in terms of, or I should say, the invisibility spells? So again, I always say I would mess that up. They're just incredible of how good they are. And we're going to be seeing a Flame Flinger to the right side to grab the Eagle Artillery while the Queen is going to path her way into the Scattershot. We have 7 sneaky goblins to use that he can then try to have them secure the Town Hall.
Beautiful push coming in. Queen wrapping her way around. We still have the additional wall break to give the connection opening up into that Town Hall position. Just need to get through that Scattershot. Queen's taking on a lot of damage, though, mighty fast. We do have the invisibility spell, but she's not crossed her way over, and the king hasn't cleared out enough to... Oh, we've got the Sneaky Goblins. Pay no mind to me. We've got the Sneaky Goblins to take on the Town Hall. They're so invisible, I often don't see them coming through, but this gives the Queen the power to actually clear up a huge chunk of the space, and the Royal Champ the push to narrow out the entire core. And with Lalo pushing through here, and the flame, oh my goodness, and the Flame Flinger on the outside edge, this is an easy pass for Foligno.
He's got to drop the minions for cleanup as well, because you have to keep time in mind. And the Headhunters are clearing the Royal Champion, take her down, pasting these balloons around it. It is a single target Inferno, so not going to worry too much here. But let's keep our eye on these traps as he makes his way around. There's some small bombs. The Unicorn goes down, double seeking air mines, but he still has 8 more balloons to use. And he's only got 40 seconds here, so he's got to start getting that cleanup down. He's
got these 2 freezes that it looks like he might swag, though. Wouldn't be a bad idea to drop one on the air defense. So he's got the hog actually working on it, so he doesn't need to. It's the time that's going to be the biggest problem. Drops it in, still needs to get to the dark elixir storage in the core of the base, but here come the minions. Traps crop up and try and hold them off. But he's got so much power left over here to make their way through, and Warden and Hog are already on it.
And they cleared that dark elixir storage, and they stay perfect. A 4 for 4 so far. It's 12 for Space Station and 9 for War.
The thing that we've seen about War and Glory is, you know, even through the qualifiers, how relaxed they were, how much they seemed to enjoy it after their quote-unquote retirement. And I think you still see it here. Let's see if Agent can finish this off nice and strong. Coming in with the Drag Rider, we've got looking more like the Soam style attack here. We've opened up the access to the town hall. Need to check for any traps, clear out any of the storages along the way to give access, and we will use the bats to help with cleanup. But most importantly, it's getting those heroes through that core of the base, gutting out the path, and then working from opposite sides with the Drag Riders and the Royal Champion, plus there's bats for cleanup support.
Yeah, that King and Queen and a Warden all going to make their way towards this Eagle Artillery. And here comes that log launcher. We're going to see that Warden Eternal Tome protect all of the heroes through this area. And he's relying on this log launcher to open up the core to get that value. And there's the Sneakies to take the Town Hall down. And yes, the Town Hall goes down to the Sneakies.
Town Hall down. He knows he's in a good spot, just getting through the core of the base. But the King is veered on an opposite direction. If we have the Yetis to come out of this, we can take down the multi easily, keep the passing going along. We've got the Valks working their way through as well. Drag Riders coming in from that scattershot side. We've got the Royal Champ opposite edge, actually working where the King was. So bats don't have too much cleanup to do. Biggest thing we have to worry about are the splash damage items from the Wizard Towers, but there is only one remaining on the board here, and we've got 4 freezes left over to hold this off for the cleanup.
Agent, you know, you're not supposed to have this many spells left over at a max Town Hall 14. You're making it look too easy, Agent. Oh my goodness, look at this. Agent is now coloring the base. He is literally using the base to color it in and make it look beautiful. Look at that, was swagging all those spells. What an attack from Agent 33. That was incredible. So much swag.
And the big thumbs up. Also swagging that Royal Champ abilities. And P. Castro has definitely been a solid closer for the team, which we've mentioned. So we will see how he can close this off, if it is just going to be the 1-star that's needed, or perhaps a 3-star to bring some big numbers in. But coming in, you know what I call this one, Carbon? The Skelly Jelly Donut.
Whoa. Oh, okay. There you go.
Combination. Yeah, the back combination coming in with these Skelly Donut openers. Just coming in nice and OP. Clears out one of the Infernos, gets the CC down, and a nice way to kick this one off.
Well, let's see this Queen, if she's going to path her way into the Town Hall. The King's ability goes off, takes out the enemy Royal Champion. His RC is to the bottom side to move into the scatter shot. And the Queen does step into the Town Hall to help grab that ground skeleton's pop, which the Queen secures the Town Hall right there.
So taken down nice and fast. So we've got Loon starting to cut through for that Archer Tower. Defending King still up, and we haven't cleaned out the full compartment here. This is going to be a lot to lollo through. And RC is already down for the count. Queen trying to pick up just a little bit more value, but not enough to take on the defending Warden statue. This lollo pathing is looking a bit rough, especially with that air sweeper still up. That's going to force things back through the core.
And that Warden ability protecting the balloons. The Lava Hound, he's hasting his way around over the multi-target Inferno. The enemy Queen goes down, and the Stone Slammer made it to the core of the base. There's some Teslas. There's a Dragon Rider. There is the traps right there slowed him up, but he's got so many balloons. Is it going to be enough here? Finding more traps with 2 more freezes to use it. Uses that first. Trying to get these balloons through the core, and it's looking good for P. Castro.
Yeah, this is not an easy Lalo that he's coming through with and still managing to try and hold this off. The Wizard Tower needs to be frozen up. Doesn't even bother using it, knowing he's got the Hound to tank. The power behind it even has some cleanup remaining for the back end of the base. What did I say? Leave it to P. Castro. He is the one that gets it done. Brings home the 3-star and the perfect war for Space Station Gaming to advance into tomorrow's matches with a lovely finish for them.
I guess the real storyline, Lady B, is that you didn't jinx it right there. It was incredible. The perfect...